Prepare for a rendezvous with the old world. Countries with rich legacies to share. From the playground of the Tsars to the three kingdoms of Scandinavia and beyond, where beautiful vistas provide the familiar in this land so far away. Our ports of call, that is, Northern Europe. The sea has long been the lifeblood of this region. In the Finnish capital of Helsinki, 2/3 of the city is covered in water and lakes. Senate Square exemplifies one of the purest styles of European architecture and neo-Baroque monuments. It was ruled by Russia until the early 20th century. Today, the guns of Ford Island, the Gibraltar of the North, stand silent, a lasting memento of the efforts to protect this historic land. Across the sea, Sweden boasts of having one of the world's most beautiful capitals. Its medieval districts give way to churches and castles, some built in the 13th century. And yet the countryside remains a wonderful playground to those who call this land home. In the kingdom between the Baltic and North Seas is a place of storybook wonder, where parades are commonplace, a tribute to their beautiful Danish queen. She is the real-life monarch of Europe's oldest ruling dynasty, dating back 1,000 years to the days of the Vikings. A place where Hans Christian Andersen's Little Mermaid stands watch over the harbor, and colorful buildings provide a dazzling collection of architectural wonder. Home to a people filled with nobility and European old-world charm. A land of enchantment they call Copenhagen. Just some of the stories that preserve the heritage of this great region, a piece of the culture that is Northern Europe. She is a study in luxury and grace. A regal giant, an oasis of comfort filled with the echoes of music and laughter. And if you listen closely, you will hear the sounds of another era. The lingering music of history, the last of the transatlantic superliners, the SS Norway, your home for the week. Here, much of the ship's history is still alive and working in the engine room. Meet the chief engineer responsible for maintaining the engines to ensure the Norway gets us there. He runs a little city that never sleeps, located on the 3 decks below the waterline. Here you'll find the boilers and turbines that stand 4 stories high, producing as much horsepower as 300 cars, enough electricity to light a city of 20,000, and a water treatment plant that can produce 400,000 gallons of fresh water each day. The engine room, an around-the-clock operation manned by a crew of 80. And yes, most of the equipment is original, installed for the 1960 launching of the ship when she was the SS France.
This used to be the communication between the bridge and the engine room, and the ship was the SS France.
Communications may have changed, but this original control panel continues to run the Norway today, as it did when she was the France, a testament to the technology of another era. The Norway has more than 160 different gravity tanks on board, holding everything from fresh water to fuel to lubricating oil, all monitored by classic valves which look like something from an old sci-fi movie. Yet newer doesn't mean better.
Right, this is the old good system. It's a very safe and simple way, actually, to measure quantity in a tank.
But the heart of the ship is the boiler room, located at the bottom of the ship, 3 decks below the water line, extending up all 14 decks to the top of the fin of the smokestack. This is where the steam boilers help generate the 54,000 horsepower used to drive the 76,000 tons of 2-inch steel, which is the Norway. In a steamship, boilers superheat water until it turns to steam. The steam makes the turbines rotate, which moves the reduction gear and turns the propeller shaft and ultimately the propeller. Each propeller shaft is 2 feet wide and 80 yards long, almost as long as a football field. That's what makes us go. A motor ship uses a diesel engine to turn the propellers. And throughout the operation, lubricating oil flows by the hundreds of gallons a minute. You can actually see the oil as it circulates through the turbines. Giant portholes allow the engineers to watch this lifeblood of the turbine.
Originally, this ship is equipped with 6 turbine generators of 3,000 kilowatt each.
Diesel engines have replaced 4 of the original boilers, revealing a deep cavern of 14 decks which were needed for the boilers. For mileage, the Norway uses 66 gallons per minute, more than a gallon a second, to operate the boilers whose miles of winding pipes reach to the top of the smokestack.
This is the Rolls-Royce of stabilizers.
These original hydraulically operated stabilizers were built for the rough transatlantic crossings, designed to ensure we get a smooth ride.
So they get pushed out, 12 feet out, and at the end you have a big pin.
Still, it is the crew of the Norway who must carry on a tradition, the job of steamship engineer. For them, the history of the ship creates a pride, for they are the last to learn the secrets of this mighty heritage at sea.
Yeah, you get a personal feeling about the ship. I have spent, for example, 9 Christmases on the ship, so it's a lot of good memories. I have my family on board. You get very familiar. I call it my second home.
We're gonna make for you some tropical smoothie. All right. Oh.